Hey guys, my name is Dan and this is Stout Gaming. This week we are back again with the GLDL. We are going up against Keaton this week, and he has a sand team, so that led to some interesting prep decisions on my part to make sure that I could beat his sand mode. But on this screen, I don't actually see the Hippowdon, so it is some really interesting decisions that I'm having to make here. Primarily, I'm looking at that Garbodor, and I'm thinking it's probably some sort of weak armor weakness policy set to try and punk out my team. So Crocodile seems like the best answer here, and Crocodile actually just sort of looks like it embodies this entire team. So, with that in mind, what I'm going to be going for is Crocodile next to Indeedee with my fast weather in the back, including Choice Scarf Sand Slash, to try and set up a late game where it's going to be favorable for the Sand Slash. But I think Crocodile is going to be able to chunk a lot of what comes out, so I'm expecting to max Crocodile right from the start. So, quality trainer card from Keaton. I love that he's flexing the crown in the trainer card, so obviously a much harder match than I expected going in. But looking at Jellicent Garbodor, the first thing that comes to my mind is I need to make sure Trick Room doesn't go up, because I have a very fast team this week, especially compared to what he brought. His Excadrill and the Duraludon have the most potential speed on his team, and I did calc to beat one or the other of them, depending on what I thought was important on every single Pokemon. So this makes me a little nervous seeing what he has here. I don't know what this Garbodor is going to do, so I'm just going to follow me to be safe, and I don't want to let Trick Room go up. And I know this Max Darkness is going to be an Oko if it is not Colbur Berry or Focus Sash. I also thought about going for Expanding Force to play around a potential Focus Sash play. But I assume it's going to be Mental Herb, given how much on my team has access to Taunt. That's what I would have run in his place, so that's what I'm playing around first, and if I need to go to games 2 and 3, knowing that it's a different item, I can adjust my play accordingly. Crocodile comes on out. Follow Me goes up. And here's the moment of truth to check for the item. I am running a Jolly Crocodile this week, but still 252 with a Life Orb is a guaranteed Oko on even max HP, max defense Jellicent, which this one ended up being. So, he goes for an Explosion. I've intimidated it. I don't expect it to do that much, even with Choice Band. Garbodor doesn't have a lot of attack, and we take those, so that is a clean 2-0 start for me, and I've just got to beat whatever he has in the back. So the Duraludon comes out. I know I outspeed it with the Crocodile, so a Max Quake there seems pretty clean, and this Cradilly can get something off, but I'm not worried about beating Cradilly in the late game, and I don't want to let this... I expect the Duraludon to protect, but I don't want to let him get a cheeky attack off. I expect it to max and max guard and him to target down the Indeedee with the Cradily, but I'm okay with that trade because then he won't be able to max guard again next turn with any sort of consistency, and I can bring in Aurorus to click the Blizzard button as well. But looking at what we've got here, Helping Hand is an option, Follow Me is an option. I think there's a reasonable discussion to be had about either of them. It's possible to build a Duraludon bulky enough to survive this attack without Helping Hand. I don't think it is to build one to survive it with Helping Hand, but also if Cradilly goes for some kind of grass move into the Crocodile and there's this max guard and it crits, I don't know, it could be bad, but this is a safe play if he does not protect, which he doesn't. So here, Crocodile just seems to be sweeping through this team since I denied Trick Room because it's going to be faster than everything else. I assume this Cradilly is his TR sweeper. It probably has some kind of boosting attack or something that secretly gets Surf that I wasn't thinking of. Actually, not even secretly. Jellicent gets Surf, and that would activate the Cradily. But it also has the Meteor Beam, which is a decent Cradily set. And this will take down the Indeedee this turn, which is about to be expected. But this puts me in good position to cleanly get an Aurorus in. I very much think about getting in the Sand Slash, so I do not have to reveal that the Aurorus is Scarfed, but there's a world where this Cradily does something stupid, and Aurorus is very well positioned to stop it, whereas Sand Slash might just let it do its stupid thing. So I'm okay with revealing Scarf here to preserve a little bit of differential and set me up for a more guaranteed win. Looking at the rest of this game, it's just pretty much Blizzard doesn't quite KO, and then this Crocodile will KO. This sets me up pretty reasonably for game 2, so I'm going to talk a bit about my thoughts going into that game. I need to see what he's going to do to beat this Crocodile. I expect a Braviary lead, but I also know Helping Hand Max Rockfall has a very good role to take out Max Braviary, so that's going to be my plan, because if he leads it next to Jellicent, he's going to expect him to take out the Jellicent again and probably protect the Jellicent. So yeah, I'll be right back with game 2. So going into game 2, like I said, I very much expect this Braviary to be led next to the Jellicent. It seems like his best potential option, and it makes me make a decision. But this Braviary, if it goes to +1 with Defiant, does threaten the Crocodile to some extent if it has Max Knuckle or just goes for a raw close combat, but Crocodile will always outspeed the Braviary as well, given the stats I put on it, unless it is Choice Scarf. So I still feel confident with Crocodile and Indeedee and then Hail in the back, because I should be favored against basically anything he brings with either of these modes. The Braviary does have the most potential to hurt it, but even Choice Scarf Braviary I do not believe outspeeds this Sand Slash. I think I have it built to outspeed Choice Scarf Excadrill if Hail is up. So I'm very comfortable with this lead, even if he does lead Braviary Jellicent, which is what his best lead would be against me in this situation. Anything else, and Crocodile should just sweep through. But we do see that he comes out with the Braviary Jellicent. And looking at this, I need to decide what do I want to take out. And I sort of think with this Defiant boost, I looked away, so I do check to make sure Defiant went off later in the Pokemon screen, which is what you will see coming up in a bit. But with this Defiant boost, this Braviary has the most potential to threaten my team, because it can also outspeed the Aurorus. Like, if he Scarf locks into close combat, that's an issue. If he maxes and max Airstreams and I let it go off, that's another potential issue. If he gets up Trick Room, I think I might be able to stall it out with a Max Crocodile if the Braviary goes down. So the plan here is to Helping Hand, throw in a Max Rockfall on the Braviary, and that is a role that is very much my favorite KO. And he switches out the Jellicent. So I know I've made the right call at this point. I am going to max the Krook, max Rockfall, but I see the Braviary maxes first, so that tells me immediately that it's Choice Scarf, because otherwise Krook would max first, because Krook is faster than every non-Choice Scarf Braviary, which means a close combat into Krook would have really, really sucked. But once it's maxed, obviously, its Choice Scarf effect goes away, so I will get the free Rockfall off. Crocodile's base attack is not super impressive. Like, it's good at 117, but I do need Helping Hand occasionally to hit the damage calcs, even with these super effective moves, if they are not stab. But here, this max Rockfall is just going to take out the Braviary, and he doesn't have a max option anymore. And Crocodile is just going to be able to start acquiring some KOs, because I know it one-shots the Jellicent. I know it's going to one-shot this Duraludon even without Helping Hand, because it did one-shot it with Helping Hand when it was maxed, and Helping Hand is a 1.5 times multiplier, and it's got half the amount of health. I know that it will one-shot Excadrill as well, unless the Excadrill is Focus Sash. I don't really know what this Excadrill is going to do, but I can just start max quaking everything and not feeling bad about it. Duraludon's special attacks have the most potential to be annoying, because as soon as even if this is a fast Excadrill right now, because of the sand that I set, I'm still going to be favored a lot of the time late game, because I'm going to be able to set the hail, and my Sand Slash should be able to one-shot Excadrill in the hail, which will put it back in my favor even if Excadrill can take out the Aurorus. I also outspeed Scarf Excadrill, and with Aurorus, with the Scarf, I will outspeed non-Scarf max speed Excadrill outside of the sand. But this Excadrill was Iron Ball Fling, which will take out this Indeedee, because Iron Ball gives Fling the highest possible base power. But now I feel very comfortable again. I can make sure that if it was Sand Excadrill with Fling Iron Ball for whatever reason, this Aurorus setting Hail will make sure that it doesn't do anything. I've got one more turn of max on Crocodile. I can choose if I want to kill the Jellicent or the Excadrill here. And I'm feeling pretty good. So here I decide that the Excadrill is worth taking down because it can just one-shot this Aurorus, so I want to guarantee get that down, and then I'll put the Jellicent in range of a bunch of different attacks, because I don't think Jellicent can threaten Crocodile, especially if I am going to +2 special defense on it. Freeze Dry will just hit it decently. It will let the Jellicent set Trick Room, because it's not going to quite KO it, but it will put me in a good enough position that there's absolutely nothing in the end game that will beat it. Yeah, and since it's a 2-shot off of that Freeze Dry, this Max Quake will take out the Excadrill, because we know it's not Focus Sash, and then Jellicent can set Trick Room, and either of these things connecting will kill it, and it can only kill one of them if it kills something next turn. So I have locked up this game at this point. The only question is what gets the 7th KO, not the 8th, because the Garbodor blew itself up game 1. But under Trick Room, Crocodile is going to be faster. It's Room Service Jellicent, which is interesting against my team if I had brought my TR mode, but I didn't. So this Crocodile will go back to normal. Darkest Lariat and Freeze Dry in combination is going to take it out. This Jellicent might take out something if it wants to, but otherwise that's going to be GG. Well played to Keaton. I just think I had a fairly sizable team advantage with the Crocodile lead. It hit actually everything on his team. It hit everything on his team except for Cradilly super effectively. And I think it just was something that I identified as very strong in the matchup. But good games to Keaton. I'm having a lot of fun this season, and I will see you guys next time.